Are you recording?
Yeah.
No! Hi, I'm Esai Morales. I'm here today, and I'm here to answer some of your questions about Caprica. I play Joseph Adama.
Haima anti haimatos, edike ton taronion.
We're on Caprica now.
Caprica. What has this frackin' planet ever done for us?
From Gabbertoons?
You Taurons, you've got stones, I'll give you that.
You're making racial comments, sir? Gabbertoons, it's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how the Hispanic community is represented. I do know that my predecessor in the story, or should I say my son, Edward James Olmos, has done a great job on Battlestar, transcending race, and I think that's a really important step. People have to know that just because we have a specific background doesn't mean we're limited to it, and that doesn't mean we can't, add to the experience level. Good question, because I remember watching years ago a movie called Dune, and nobody looked like myself or us. And in Star Trek, I remember there was no Latino guy until Robert Beltran was the commander. I think we're underrepresented. So hopefully I and a few other folks will be making up for that.
Let's be clear. I don't like your boss. I don't like your planet, and I don't like your people. So you crawl under that rock where your Guatro lives.
They deal with racism in a very interesting way. I guess you would call it planetism or spherism, depending on which sphere you come from. Goodbye, Minister Chambers. Have a safe journey.
I'm not going anyplace, you fracking dirt eater.
So, good question, and hopefully you will help make sure that we're not invisible.
Kaire therapon.
I think that's a very good question, and one that the writers are more adept at handling, but I will tell you one thing. He goes in and out of his role, as a mob guy.
I like this matter to be resolved in a civilized manner, and I can think of no other Tauron as civilized as you, Saint Joseph.
I think eventually he evolves to the point where he doesn't want to be controlled by underworld market forces, if you know what I mean.
And if this negotiation does not go well?
It's best not to speak of such things.
At some point you have to stand up on your own 2 feet and be a man.
Adams, it's Adama now.
And you have to be self-reliant, not necessarily mob-reliant.
Caprican criminal codes. Well, these were my grandfather's law books.
I think he makes that evolution, and I think I'm going to enjoy, if you guys keep watching, I'm going to enjoy that process. When you're an actor, you're interested in roles. Sometimes you don't know what they're going to offer, and I didn't have a clue. I did not know Battlestar.
No, this is unconscionable.
I've heard of it, like so many other shows friends of mine are on. I did not get a chance to watch.
What the hell is wrong with you?
But once I auditioned for the role and I read the character and I read the dialogue, and I said, my God, this is pretty smart stuff. This is touching, and it parallels a lot of things going on in our own world.
The god of the underworld very quickly issued a statement saying he's still ahead of the Greystones.
You have Peabody Award-winning show creators. It doesn't hurt.
I've never been here to receive one of these in 41 years. And I gotta tell you, I never thought I would.
I committed to working with top quality writers, directors, actors, producers. Many years ago, I said, I want to raise the level of professionalism that I'm exposed to, and I think it started with NYPD Blue and so on. I said, yes, this is what I want to do.
Larry hates it when I come home bloody.
Did you do it?
Can't hear you over the water.
Is it done?
Yeah, it's done.
What got me to be interested in this character was finally reading it.
You killed her in the kitchen?
Well, that stuff they spray at crime scenes. Can't tell the difference between animal blood and human blood.
You really did it.
No, I'm messing with you to teach you a lesson about yanking me around like this.
Stop fracking around it, you killer!
See, you get sent on these things and you go, and your agents say, you know what? land the job first, get the offer, then really look into it.
I didn't kill her. Scared her a bit.
You were fracking with
Oh,
me.
yeah, I'm fracking with you because I knew you couldn't go through with it. Fracking Caprica in a Toron body. Not.
But if you don't get the offer, if you're too busy going, let me see, do I want to do this? You know, somebody else might take the job.
Our family name is Adama. Adama. And it's good, honorable Toran name. Come here, son.
I didn't have a clue just how wonderful this character in this show would be until I got in it. And then I'm like, I'm good. I'm happy. It's a godsend. When it got picked up, I got to tell you, it was a godsend, or God's send.
But I will pray to Mars and all the gods for a swift and terrible vengeance to come to those who have torn your wife and daughter from this world.
There are no gods, Sam.
Okay, yeah, we got to go now.
I'm gonna call on you again. And next time, pick up the phone, Big Shot.
I'm Sam Morales, and I play Joseph Adama on Caprica, and I'm here today in drag.
Says so in there. You know, you look like him. You knew my grandfather. Hated his guts. He taught me everything I know.
Margot, good question. How do I feel to play a character with somewhat established future story? What future story? As far as I'm concerned, I don't know what's going to happen. I kid, but the reality is that it's interesting because you're compelled to want to look into the future.
Hey, kid.
Hey, Dad.
I know Mr. Olmos for many years, so I understand a lot of his characteristics and I'm familiar with him. So on some level, you are tempted to maybe, portray or imitate.
Everybody that's ever held a stick, I want them up there now. Get them out!
And the filmmakers here, the showrunner said, no, you don't have to feel limited to that. Although I do feel a kind of a responsibility to show where the Adama character got a lot of his intensity and his strength.
There's something you want to tell me? Después Nicolas called. Just thought you might be sick because you didn't show up for class today.
But
Am I going to be doing Edward James Olmos imitations? You're too stupid to figure out you just screwed over the one ally you had.
no, I don't think I need to, but I do want the audience to see where he got his strength.
I want to see Tamara again.
I told you she's gone.
She's not. I'd feel it.
Okay.
That's really interesting. I really like the way they deal already with sexuality. It's just not a question. It's not an issue.
Dr. Greystone, you've not only secured a long-term contract, but you've done a great service to our planet.
Thank you, Minister.
I've read some scripts that are coming up, and I gotta tell you, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with the way the writers handle certain issues by making them non-issues.
What'd you call it?
Cybernetic life form node. A Cylon, Minister.
Cylon. Interesting.
Class, how we're all lulled into a sense of equality.
Hey, do you follow Pyramid?
And only a few cubits on the Bucks.
They have had better seasons, but I've got courtside seats. Any interest?
It's not always that way. It doesn't work in real world, Not everybody across the tracks is welcome.
It's all about control and power. Come on, Willie, let's go.
Do you understand what you just did? You just broke a window.
Relax.
But these are issues that the writers take on at will. You can't take too many on or else you dilute the power of your presentation, but it would be interesting to see how they deal with labor. Just the right to organize. Speaking as a National SAG board member.
Mr. Joseph Adama is at the main gate, requesting entry.
Denied.
Scotty doesn't know. Okay, are you with my agent's company or something? Hi, Scotty doesn't know. I think you do know. Absolutely, I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna watch Eric Stoltz. He's actually directed a lot of television and probably some features, and he's going to be directing an episode this year. So I was already saying, listen, I'm going to watch your process and see what it's like, because I've never done.
You're either very confident I'm not going to hurt you, or you're afraid I'm going to talk about a certain theft.
Episodic. I've directed smaller format PSA and a segment of America's Most Wanted years ago, and I really love the process. But I really want to get to the next level. So it's a very good question, and the answer is yes.
Stand still.
Okay.
You're going to feel a slight tingling sensation in your skin. Remember, it's going to seem real, very real, but it's all virtual.
This has been Esai Morales, Joseph Adama. Thanking you for all your questions. Very smart group of people out there, boy. You're keeping us on our toes.
You can step out now.
Thank you so much, and please, watch Caprica.